Good morning, children. In my previous video, I had explained about what is osmosis, diffusion. These are the processes which takes place through the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane has a unique property of selective permeability. I also explained that osmosis is based on the type of solution, whether the solution is hypertonic, isotonic, or hypertonic, isn't it? All this I had explained in my previous video. I also gave you the homework of two different answers on this particular page 61 to be written down, blue question, correct? Today we continue with the second important part of the cell wall. The most important thing about the cell wall is the cell wall is absent in animal cell. It is present in the plant, but it's not found in the animal cell. This particular cell wall is actually found outside the plasma membrane, or rather you can say outside the cell membrane. So cell wall in case of plant it is the outermost, followed by the plasma membrane or the cell membrane. This cell wall is made up of cellulose, which is a carbohydrate. It is called a complex carbohydrate. Cellulose is a complex carbohydrate, and that is providing the strength to the plant so that the plants may not collapse. Okay? Because during osmosis, especially endosmosis, when the plant cell takes in water, imbibes water, at that time the cell will swell up. So there will be tremendous amount of pressure inside. To prevent the cell from breaking, the cell membrane from breaking, or the cell from breaking or exploding, the cell wall forms a very strong outer covering. So cell wall is a very important component of the cell. Now there is a phenomenon which takes place, which is referred to as plasmolysis. Lyse means to break. Breaking of plasma is not actually correct, but here plasmolysis stands for what? Breaking away from the cell wall or moving away from the cell wall. Here is the definition. When the plant cell is losing water by exosmosis. Here it is written as osmosis means exosmosis. There is shrinkage of the contents of the cell from the cell wall. Means the cell wall remains intact and the contents of the cell will move away from it. That is called shrinkage of the cell. I'll put up a video to support this in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So plasmolysis is moving away of the cell content and the plasma membrane from the cell wall. So cell wall will remain intact, but all the remaining things inside it will move towards one corner. That shrunk condition is called plasmolyzed cell. For that there is an activity which is given. A plant by the name of Rio. It's a green colored leaf plant. The green color stands for the chloroplast. Now if you place that particular leaf in a sugar or salt solution, means hypertonic. So what will happen if you place it in hypertonic? Yes, the water will move out. Exosmosis takes place. So they are asking you, what do you see? So you will find under the microscope, if you place that leaf, the section of the leaf, you will find plasmolyzed cell. But if you boil the leaf, and then you place it in sugar or salt solution, you will not find such a reaction. What does it mean? That for the osmosis, there should be living condition. Osmosis takes place only in a living cell. Plasmolysis or plasmolyzed condition or osmosis will take place only if the cell wall is living. Otherwise, it won't be possible. Clear? So, what actually is a function of the cell wall? The cell wall in case of plants will help to withstand itself from external condition without bursting. I told you earlier, no? So, when the cell takes in water, it will swell up, and there is chances that the cell might burst. But because of this wall, a strong covering of the wall, the cell will not burst. Okay, so it can take up water and withstand the pressure. Is that point clear? Because of this, such walls, means these walls are able to withstand the greater pressure than the medium which is around. Clear about it? So main role of cell wall is to protect it from bursting when it is taking in water. Okay. Now, so that was about the cell wall. So in a cell, one component which you have learnt is the cell membrane and the other one cell wall. Cell wall is absent in animal cell. Okay, so animal cell, the outermost membrane will be cell membrane, whereas in plant, outermost will be cell wall, which is followed by the cell membrane or the plasma membrane. Now the next component which we have is the nucleus. What is nucleus? Well, nucleus is said to be the coordinator in a class, just as there is someone to control the students, isn't it? Monitor. Such a way, the monitor of the cell is said to be the nucleus. This nucleus has a double layered outer covering called the nuclear membrane. Double layered outer covering means the outer membrane. Suppose if I want to show the nucleus like this, if the nucleus is to be shown in this particular manner, then you will find that there is a double layer. This is how you show the double layer. Okay. And this is another one. So the nucleus in the cell will be arranged in double layers. This is the membrane, and the membrane will be double layer, and there is this gap. I have not drawn it complete. There is a gap. That gap is called the pore. Pore stands for openings. They are not holes, H-O-L-E. They are not holes, but they are opening. Just as your skin has pores, in the same way here there are openings through which the content within the nucleus moves out in the cytoplasm. The region around the nucleus is called the cytoplasm, and the content from the cytoplasm moves into the nucleus through this particular pore called the nuclear pore. Okay, this nucleus contains actually a heredity material. Heredity means the characteristics or features which are carried from one generation into the other generation. Such characteristics are carried from the parent to the offspring. So the material which carries this characteristics, them you call as chromatin material. Chromatin material is actually a mass of thread-like structure. You have it given below here. Chromatin material is visible as entangled mass. Entangled means completely coiled up. Mass of thread-like structure. This thread-like structure is known as chromosomes. The chromosome number is always fixed for different species of plants as well as animals. In human being, this chromosome number is 46. So the nucleus contains such chromosomes which appear as rod-like. Clear? The chromosomes are nothing but chemically they are called DNA. DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. So the chromosomes are made up of DNA and protein molecules. It's a very long chain. Now out of that long chain, small segments are there. Means you can say, in other words, the chromosomes are made up of small segments of DNA. So each segment of DNA is called the gene, which means it's a functional unit. Functional unit means what? Let me tell you, for an example, the color of your hair is monitored by one gene. Okay? One gene means a part of the DNA. DNA का एक छोटा सा हिस्सा, which is known as gene, will be responsible for the color of your hair. Another part of the DNA will be responsible for the length of your hair. A third part of the DNA will be responsible for the number of hair cells on your scalp. So therefore some have dense hair growth, some have very less hair growth. Another set of DNA, that is another segment of DNA, will be responsible for the the curliness or the silkiness of your hair. So see, only hair itself, if you take up, there are numerous types of genes, numerous sections of chromosomes which are responsible for various characteristics. So like that, it is approximately estimated that around 50,000 genes have been identified which are responsible for 50,000 different characteristics in a living system. Clear about it? So let me sum up nucleus. Nucleus is a governing body in the cell, controlling body in the cell. This nucleus is having double outer covering called the nuclear membrane. with small opening called the pores through which the contents in the nucleus exchanges with the cytoplasm outside. It contains chromosomes which are in the form of rod shape. These chromosomes are containing information from the parent, will contain information which is passed from parent to the offspring. Offspring means the next generation. It is in the form of, chemically it is called DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, and part of DNA is called the gene. And gene is responsible for the characteristics of the living. Is that point clear? But now, do you find nucleus in all the different animals or all the different types of cells? Well, to know it better, the entire living system, the cells of the entire living system can be broadly classified into two main categories: prokaryotes and eukaryotes. The prokaryote term comes from the word pro, that is primitive, and karyo from the word karyon, that is nucleus. So prokaryotes are those organisms, those cells where the nucleus is not developed. In fact, you don't find a nucleus over there. There will be a nuclear region, okay? Undefined nuclear region is there, which is called a nucleoid. So nucleoid is there, but nucleus, well-developed nucleus is not found. Is that point clear? Whereas eukaryotes are those cells in which the nucleus is very well developed. A second difference between the two would be that in prokaryotes, the cell organelles are missing. Okay, whereas in eukaryotes, they are the advanced ones. They are very well developed cells. These differences are tabularized on page number 63. Here you get it. You get the table which is showing you the difference between the prokaryote and the eukaryote. Size wise, you find that prokaryotes are very small, 1 to 10 micrometer, and in case of eukaryote they are larger comparatively, 5 to 100 micrometer. The nuclear region is very poorly developed. Here it is very well defined, very well developed. The chromosomes are single in prokaryotes, whereas in eukaryotes there are more than one chromosome. In case of prokaryotes, the membrane-bound cell organelles are absent, but in eukaryotes you will find such cell organelles present. Clear till here? So we have taken up so far the cell membrane in the previous video. In this particular video, I have explained about what a cell wall is and what a nucleus is about. Clear till here? So in the next video, we will take up the cytoplasm and the organelles which are present within. Thank you.